Hello, welcome back. We'll talk this round about a new tool around documentation. If you recall, we've had some other documentation work out there for incidents, making sure that you've got everything kind of saved up properly, but we've added to that. And so as a reminder, beprepare.org, click on either the drop downs or that front page will take you in here. As a reminder to the last video and the last documents, we've got a couple things in here, kind of a cheat sheet. This is pretty wildland fire centric in WCG and PMS 277, but it may give you some ideas for some local stuff. Also, we've got a DOCL best practices that talks about some efficiency in the program, again, aimed mostly at the PMS 277 resources on the wildland side. That said, we'll jump into the tool and take a look at some of what we have going on here. Like all the other tools, it's got a landing page, and when you get here, it's got a few instructions, some of the resources out there if you're looking for best practices, again, in documentation. You can see job aids from a handful of different folks, NWCG, Coast Guard, USDA, some of the private partners, as well as task books and position descriptions and whatnot. When you come down in here, you can see we've got the table of contents. Everything's got a hyperlink. You can just click on it and off you go. But we'll just run through the toolkit real quick. Again, reminder that anything with the little orange triangle in the corner is a note, an instruction or something. And if you hover over it, it will drop down and tell you some of what's what. So when you look at this, you can see on here, we can just go through and put in whatever it is. We'll just say it's Mickey Mouse disaster. You can make it whatever it is, whatever number. You can put in, again, what's what, put on the dates. You fill all this stuff out. Let's say we want to add an image. We'll just change that out real quick. Image, insert image in cells. You could have something that you would upload that you have sort of saved, but we'll just come in here and type logo real quick. And let's say it's the Lego logo. So put that there. You can put in, again, these other items to fill that out, customize it, tweak it. And as you come through here now, if you've been around documentation, this, again, especially on the wildland fire side, the naming conventions are pretty key to organizing all the files. As you can see, it's got the PMS 277. It's pulled out of there. But instead of the examples that you had going on just from the textbook, it pulls in your information. So you can see here, data entry, let's just change our number to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we can change our date to today. Let's just come in here and change that to 6/27. When you come back over here, you can see these now have the 6/27, the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which allows you to copy paste or just see an example kind of running as you're typing them in. Gives you all the stuff just like it does in PMS 77, just with your information there. The master documentation index, again, it pulls out and copies those items up there. You can go through and check what you have included and what you haven't. If you're leaving behind a package, whether it's a thumb drive or whatever else, this gives you a quick customized print little letter that explains what's going on, pulls all the information in. You should sanity check it to make sure it says what you think it says, but it should pull all that stuff in. And we'll show you the PDFs of some of these in a second. Retention guidance, you can change this here as well. So ending date, so the month of it, we'll set it to December. Ending year, that's this year. And then the retention schedule, we can come in here and say, hey, it's a 20-year permanent history file. It gives you when you need to get rid of it, or it's a 7-year file. You can kind of calculate those things out if you're putting labels on boxes or whatnot back home or thumb drives. If you're doing some tracking, this is again NWCG, but you can put in, it's got all the folders. You can come in and just kind of give yourself a little date stamp to remind you that yes, you've checked the box on that. You can customize and tweak these to your heart's content if they're useful. If not, don't use them. Planning P, if you've seen these out there from Coast Guard, this is a Planning P particularly aimed at documentation. So you can see during the operations brief, you may be asked with providing documentation services, scribing. You may be over here on the objectives thing. It's intended for ICUC, which again, you might help scribe. So very customized. Little job aid, just a short one for DOCL. You can fill out some of the stuff you may find useful here as a reminder on your way out the door. Here's an evaluation that again has some of the stuff that DOCL probably should be doing. And when you click on these, right, you can do a quick click. It pulled the info off the top. You can fill in those couple of missing spots, write in whatever you need, print it to have a solid eval that your boss can fill in and comment on. An IAP message that you can insert, again, just reminding folks what's what, and we'll add a couple more of those into this toolkit around the corner when we have a little bit more time. The team message, this might be another one that you can utilize in an IAP that just reminds folks what permanent records are. You get the idea. Customize them, tweak them, add a trivia question, all those creative things. And then again, you can print it and input it in the IAP. And then a team poster, we've used these before to print and hand around the incident command poster or where folks are working, just as a top of mind reminder. When we look at some of these, we'll just go ahead and show you what some of the PDFs look like. As you come in here, right, that's the naming conventions. You can see they all flow out pretty decent for printing. Let's look here, the planning P. It comes out as a pretty handy little printable document. The poster, right, all those lines disappear when you print them, nice clean lines, the logo pulls in there, all those sort of things. That kind of wraps us up. You can see the IAP messages here that again, able to print and put into an IAP. So all that said, we appreciate you joining us. If you have any questions, again, feel free, you can go down to the bottom of the page on any of these and put in a little bit of feedback, a few comments, and we'll circle around and keep these things being updated and top of mind. Thanks for joining us as always. We appreciate your time and have a wonderful next shift. Take care. Be safe.